Yo, man. This is different. I ain't gonna do my regular intro. I got my partner in crime. We
What's
starting something
good?
new.
What's good?
Shout out to my boy Eric. As you can see, we got the fresh
Yes,
tees on.
sir. We're getting more soon, so keep a lookout for that. I don't even know which camera I'm supposed to be looking at right now.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
He look. This camera
I'll
looking at you.
bet.
This camera looking at me.
Yeah, we got new shirts coming in, so keep a lookout for that.
Yeah, man. So we had a name in mind, but we're gonna get back to y'all with this. We just want to kind of get into the flow of
A
things.
little intro.
But for the people who don't know who you are,
I'm Eric, host of the No Hangover podcast.
yeah.
We're on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Check us out. Rate, comment, subscribe, like, interact. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. All that good shit. So you already know.
Yeah, man. If y'all haven't already, for my peoples, I was definitely on this podcast,
Yeah, he was.
and we had a great chemistry. And I was like, man, I think we would be good on camera together doing something. So our day is Friday. Me and him gonna be collabing. If you miss it on mine, you can go catch it on
Yes,
his.
sir.
And we're gonna be going live as well. So we trying to bring something different, trying to bring a different sauce. This I would say this is like BT meets First Take meets a whole bunch of different stuff.
All that shit.
Yeah,
We're
all,
versatile up in here.
we being versatile with it. So we're gonna be talking about sports, music, doing music reviews, doing sports. Right now, a lot of sports stuff ain't going on, so we're gonna keep it to a minimum. But he gonna be picking my brain, I'll be picking his brain. We might be getting to a little disagreements here and there, but it's all for the love
Hey,
of the
that's
sport.
the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it.
So, tell the people a little bit about yourself for the people who don't know, other than what you do, like how long you been in the game, stuff like that.
Shit, so actually March or the 28th of last month, it had been 6 years. So, I've been doing this for a while. Started off with four of us. It was me and three of my friends. Life kind of just took over, and I kept it going. This is something that podcasting is fun. I like talking to people. I like picking people's brains. Getting different perspective on all different types of things. If you check out my podcast, I have people from musicians, published authors, entrepreneurs, friends, family. Just I like to get a collective of people from all different walks of life, and just really get into real conversations. And we'll talk about music, we'll talk about sports, we'll talk about current events, pop culture, but we're not afraid to get into politics, religion, what the meaning of life is, if we're in a simulation or not, all that fun shit. So
Simulation.
yeah, we get into some wild shit, man. It definitely, I think, since it's been just me doing it, it's definitely more of a reflection of the type of person I am, and the just kind of versatility and the different places that I like to go, and just kind of like the well-roundedness of myself. And I'm able to reflect that in the podcast just by the different types of people that I have on and things like that. So, check it out. No Hangover Podcast, baby.
Definitely. So, before we get into the music review, before we do that, I want to get into the sports world a little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've seen John Morant doing the gun sign.
Yeah.
Then he changed it over. Now he throwing
grenades.
grenades. How you feel about that?
I mean, I think it's fun. I think it's funny. He's getting a lot of heat over it, and I get it. He's already gotten in trouble for it. There's been a lot of questions about his maturity, or I guess lack thereof. And, I see a lot of people trying to come to his defense. When LeBron does it, when Curry does it, when they do it, it's okay. But when John Morant does it, there's an issue. But I mean, that kind of comes with the territory, kind of like Draymond Green. You build a reputation for yourself, and your reputation is going to precede you. It's going to follow you, and you're not going to get the benefit of the doubt on certain things.
Right.
And we've seen that with Draymond Green, where he gets texts for maybe fouls that might be just a regular common foul, but because it's Draymond Green and he's built that reputation for himself, the refs are going to be quick to give him that tech. Now John Morant, we saw him with the Instagram, flashing the gun, trying to act all gangster and all that shit. And, the league has told him to chill out. He already got suspended for it. They've already fined him. The thing that kind of, I think, is rubbing people the wrong way is that they fined him. They told him not to do it. The next day, he's doing it. Very first play of the very first shot he makes. So it is kind of like a I think it's funny. I think it's fun. I think it kind of fits into what the NBA is. There's always a lot of drama, very player friendly, a lot of controversy, all that shit. But, I can see why people are kind of fed up with it and be like, bro, get over yourself.
Nah, I feel like the NBA is going back to what it used to be. Cause like even with the Minnesota,
like in the early 2000s,
yeah, like when they were fading, like I was watching them boys. I seen, I think it was Detroit, Minnesota,
yeah.
and them boys were fighting. I'm like, damn, this remind me of back when Metal World Peace was in the league,
Yeah.
and all these guys was really like, everything's so kid friendly. Like even when you go back to like the WWE area when they was doing like wild shit, now all of a sudden like everything is so sensitive. Now I feel like the NBA is getting back to that. You know what I'm saying? And people taking it because they like getting tired of being behind that mask. They seeing, because like I say, nowadays everybody's now showing that they are human.
Yeah.
So it's like it's good to see like people actually being themselves and not
you
holding
don't really
back.
got much of a choice nowadays. I mean, people are going to be so quick to try and out you and try and they build you up to fucking knock your ass down. So, and with social media and all that, like you kind of have no choice but to be just your authentic self, more so than in the past.
All right, yeah, definitely. So now we're going to get into the music review. This is a good one for me. As y'all know, Ken Carson is one of my favorite artists. For the last 2 years, I've seen him perform multiple times. I just left California, watched him perform. He just dropped the album. I've seen a lot of people give it mixed reviews. I listened to a couple songs, but I wanted to keep my mind kind of fresh about what I'm about to listen to give people, because people always ask me my opinion on music, and this guy right here, like his opinion on music is like different. So he don't listen to Ken Carson, and hopefully when we sit down and we have our meetings about where we're gonna review, he give me something that's out of my comfort zone, because I'm putting him in the fire early. So I'm ready for him to put me in the fire, because I don't listen to everything. I have my own taste. He has his own taste, so it just makes it better. And it's just time to tap in. So rule of thumb, if the sound goes dark, we're listening to the song. We don't want to get copyrighted.
Yeah.
So we're going to listen to the song. Y'all going to hear us listening to the song. And then once the song is over, we'll unmute our mics so we'll be able to give our honest review on it. And I'll put the songs on the screen so you can be able to see. And I'll also put like a 5-second of the song so you can be able to at least hear. And then I will announce the name of the song. So this album is called More Chaos. This is his 3rd or 4th album. And he got a lot of, good tracks on there. So, what are you expecting from this, in your opinion?
Well, I mean, from the little that you told me, he seems like he's more kind of like that, kind of like rock and roll type rap. Mm-hmm. And, he's definitely, kind of in that, Lil Uzi, Playboy Cardi type lane, and that's not really my flavor. There's some songs that I like from them, but that's not really what I go to. So it is gonna be, and like you said, I don't listen to Ken Carson, and it's nothing against him. It's just nothing that I've really gotten into or anything like that. So it's gonna be like the most honest, genuine opinion that I could give, because this is gonna be the first time that I've sat down and listened to a Ken Carson song, let alone a album in its entirety. So. Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, I'm excited for it. It's gonna be interesting.
Okay, so Mr. Darrell R5, put us on the middle, so they both can see us.
So I got this shit pulled up right here too, so I can follow along the track list.
Yes, sir. So the first song is "Lord of Chaos." Hold on. So yeah, play it. No, it's already loaded up. It's not. Yeah, let me see. Got it. All right, so let's start it from the top. Let's do it. First song. Go ahead and mute it.
So like, don't give up no matter what situation you in, because like, I done been in them same situations, nigga. You'll be alright.
No.
Keep your head on the swivel, bro. Follow your dreams, bro. You literally still gotta wake up tomorrow, so you might as well be working on something that you can get better at. It's almost 2025. I made this song 5 years ago. Getting old.
But I'll let you get to it, bro.
I might be fuck you. You leave.
All right, man. First song, Lord of Chaos. What you think?
I mean, immediately I heard Future influence. Immediately, I heard that sounded like a Future light as far as like his cadence and the way that he was rapping on there. But I mean, overall, it was a nice little beat. You could definitely there's good production on there at least.
Yeah.
But
For me, I always like that. I feel like he always building up for the mosh pit vibes.
yeah,
Because that's what he gives, especially like for his tours and his performances. It's always a good mosh pit vibe. I always vibe with that. So I think that was what's your rating on that one?
that song in particular, yeah. I'd probably give it a 4.5.
All right. I give it a 6. All right.
And that was what, Lord of Chaos?
Yes. So the next one is Exposed. The next one be Exposed. So
Spelled with an X.
yeah, Exposed and X. Let's do it. So what you think?
It got better at the end. I thought the first 30 seconds to a minute of it sounded way overproduced. But again, like I don't know if this is common knowledge, but the Future influence in Ken Carson is if you didn't know, now you fucking know, because both already off rip. That's the first person I hear is Future. But like I said, I feel like in the beginning it was a little bit overproduced. Towards the end, it kind of started like I feel like it started finding its pocket and kind of evening out, smoothing out a little bit, and wasn't too bad. I'll probably give that song a 4 right now.
4, okay.
Yeah.
For me, I think it was a good song, because I like his punchlines. He referenced Black Panther in the song. It's just his punchline. As this project goes, you're gonna see a lot of good like punchlines throughout the project. Just cause me going off of what I've heard on TikTok or like Instagram, different people posting it. So I think this would be good. And I always, the only issue I have with him when it comes to the production of his music is it be too low. Like certain things, I want to hear him more.
Yeah.
So people can get those punchlines.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
his vocals do sound a little like the music is a little bit more overwhelming, and his vocals are kind of like.
And that goes back to like, because when you watch him perform, people don't go to watch him perform. They just want to hear the beat.
Yeah.
So he's going based off of his fan base, which is cool. But for people like us who are viewing his music and we're consumers of music, we want to be able to hear him more, so we could convey what he's trying to say. So I think that's the only issue that I be having when it comes to listening to music, because it goes back to if you listen to any of the production on his last project or the singles he be dropping, it'd be hard to hear him sometimes. You got to play it over and over to actually get it. Or, like I said, go watch him live, and then you'll be able to hear it more.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so the next one is Money Spread, which also he has a music video out for it. So, let's go. So, Money Spread, what you
A
think?
little bit shorter than
Yeah.
the other ones. I don't really got much thought on that one. I like the beat a little bit more. It was a little bit more, a little bit easier to digest. I didn't, the production wasn't as all over the place. It was a little bit more concise throughout the whole song. But so I'll probably give that song a 5 overall. But man, stuff like I said, stuff like this, it's hard for me to, I guess, appreciate it for what it is, because it does, a lot of it kind of seems like very like elementary in a sense. You know what I mean? Like, and I like some shit like that. Like, I'm not saying that like my taste is so fucking like I need the fucking deepest and most intricate shit all the time, but I guess like the elementary shit that I like is I don't know, I just feel like it's a little bit more concise and a little bit more just smooth sailing.
Yeah,
You know
because
what I mean?
that goes back to, like I was saying, like if his vocals were a little higher,
Yeah.
you'd be able to hear it. Because like I said, with this song, he said something about he in a girl like a gynecologist. So it's like, cause I listened to the song already, and this is my second listen. I was able to make sure I hear that line. So it's like, it has to grow on you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Cause for me, 2-3 years ago, Nate would have never been into nothing like this.
Yeah.
But it's like, it gotta grow on you. Just like with the Cardi project, a lot of people didn't like it at first, and then it grew on people.
Well,
So
I mean,
now
I
everybody
could
like it.
see, you know, like you said, listen to this shit live. I could definitely see how, like, it would be a lot more, like, I could see myself getting into it a lot more and, like, you know, being, like, you know, seeing the people, you know, fucking moshing and fucking being all fucking wild and shit. I could definitely see how that would be more appealing. But sometimes listening to things, like, just listening to it, it doesn't do it justice sometimes.
Okay, I feel you though. So the next song, "Rule of All Evil." Alright. So,
Root of All Evil.
"Root of All Evil."
So far, that's the best song on the album. 4 songs deep. That's the best one. I'd probably give it a 5.5 right now, off of
Okay.
first listen. Like you said, you know, kind of to your point, you know, you're able to hear his vocals a little bit more, so you can kind of
Tap in.
you can hear what he's saying. You can kind of hear the wordplay and the metaphors and all this shit. As far as the lyrics and stuff like that, so definitely, like I said, right now 4 songs in. Root of All Evil would be, if this was just a 4-song album, it would be the best song.
He says it's one song.
But we got 18 more to go, so here we go.
I think for me, like I said, it's gonna come down to, it's just like elevating. And right now, you know, I gotta keep digesting this as much as I can,
Yeah.
so to get where he's trying to go with this. Because like I said, I'm gonna always compare artists' last project from this project, especially the jump that he had from this project. He grew his fan base, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I gotta keep listening to see what. And this song, to me, it was okay, but I already got a favorite song on the project. We didn't get to that one yet, so I can't say this is my favorite.
We'll see. I mean, hey, when we don't even tell me what it is. When we get to that
Oh,
song,
I ain't gonna tell you. Once you see me turn up, you gonna know.
Let's see if we agree or not. On
But
that one.
yeah, for this song, it was a good song. So the next one will be K-Hole. I think, you know, he's a
know
part
what
of the
this about.
Opium label.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, they all using the K thing, and his name is Kenyatta, Ken Carson, all that stuff. So that's like the Ken Carson hole or whatever. I don't know, but
Ketamine.
yeah. So let's get into this one.
Yeah, they would have made a song together, but
So go ahead, tell him your analogy. What you think?
that shit. Ken Carson is if Playboy Cardi and Future had a love child, and they birthed out Ken Carson, because that's 5 songs now. 3 out of the 5 songs, immediately I hear Future. But then you hear like his cadence and the way that, you know, the way his delivery and the way that he raps is definitely like it's that Playboy Cardi style where, you know, you know what I'm talking about? So I mean, and you know, that was K-Hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a bad song either. I'll probably give that a 5.5 too. Not a bad song. Like, it seems like as it's going, you know, the album's, you know, coming, you know.
He getting off the drink and the weed. Now he's starting to wake up.
Yeah, it's starting to become a little bit more concise. Like, there seems to be more, like, I don't know, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Just, like, rhythm to it. It doesn't seem like it's as all over the place as the first couple songs. Like, that second song, like I said, it just feel like there was, like, too overproduced in the beginning, and then it kind of evened out.
Right.
That's what it seems like now. He's there, whoever he had helping him produce this shit, or whatever. It kind of like it's finding their footing, and now they kind of like know
He
what
got
they're going
a bunch
for.
of producers.
Yeah, I
Different.
mean-
he's matching each producer sound because they say he assembled the Avengers of producers, so he got a whole bunch of producers.
Which
on
is
this
something
project.
that I like it because obviously, especially with music, it's such a collaborative thing. Like, I like, when different artists and different producers work together, but I also like, especially for an album, I feel like you kind of want to get like small circle of people, so then things are kind of like flowing together well, and it doesn't seem like everything's all over the place. I feel like there's a lot of albums now, you know, a lot of artists that, again, they'll over collaborate and over produce, and then, you know, they put this project out, and it's like, all right, I see what you were going for, but it just kind of seems like you're trying to do too much, or like there's too many heads in the room at one time.
Right.
It's like sometimes less is more.
Always. And that's what I could appreciate about some artists. All right, the next one is Trap Jump. This one, it was a viral song because he's mentioned the person we talked about in the beginning, which is John Morant. So,
Oh, shit.
Let's do it.
Okay, already. Fuck.
Right. So, I got a caller in real quick. My boy Austin. He all live from Cali.
Hey.
So tell the people how you feel about the album real quick. Hold on.
Just first of all, Ken dropping, like Ken, Cardi, and Lone dropping at like 1 a.m. and just adding a song to the album. That was unbelievable. I think that was like arguably, I think this is the best album he's dropped. Yeah, it's still got to brew because like honestly, I still have to listen through a couple more songs, but so far right now, 10 out of 10. Absolute 10 out of 10.
Ooh.
Hey, tell them what you told me. You what?
What'd you say?
You say you floating. Tell them you floating.
I'm floating. I'm absolutely floating right now. This shit is like actually has me tweaking right now. I was floating, and now I'm kind of tweaking. This shit is unreal. I have no words for this shit. I really don't have words. He's a model of consistency right now in the game. His flow is crazy. No song sounds the same. No song is like over repetitive. It's crazy, bro. His flow is
We must not be listening to the same thing.
Hey man, we appreciate your review.
Bro, I fucking love you, Nathan. I hope you come down here to Cali sometime soon, bro. We gotta turn up.
For sure. I got you.
Hey, shout out to Cali.
Yes,
Shit.
sir. Hey man, Ken Carson brought me and Austin together, man. You see, there's people out there. There's people out there that love Ken, bro. That's what I be trying to tell y'all, bro. And that goes back to traveling and meeting new people. We was literally in the mosh pit. I'm gonna give y'all a story time real quick, then we'll get back to the review. We was literally in the mosh pit, and if everybody look at my profile picture, he took that profile picture. I didn't even take that. He was recording me, jamming the Ken. We had a great time. I might put a little cameo of us mosh pitting in the video. But, yeah, man, I'm telling y'all, everybody, you know, you see there's people like my boy Eric. He's like, you know, it sound like Future. And there's people like Austin who's like, this is the best album in the world.
Hey, that's the great thing about music, though. All that shit it's relative. It's, you know, it's how it hits you. You know, there's no right answer, essentially.
Right.
That's why I fuck with music so much. But so far, now that I think that immediately, I don't know if you noticed, but I thought that, you know, that's probably the best song so far out of the 6. I'll probably give that a 6.5 out of the 6 songs that we listened to. It was definitely, you know, again, like it seems like it was, you know, they had a plan with this song. They knew what they were doing, and they executed that plan. You know, there wasn't. You know, it didn't seem like there was, you know, too many heads in the room. It seemed like they kind of, this is what we're going for, and this is what we did. So,
all right.
Trap Jump. That shit had me jumping in my seat a little bit.
So, for me, Trap Jump was a good song, but that goes back to my only critique. When you can hear him, he can make you move. He can make you do whatever you need to do. And like I said, you know, Ken one of the best. So we're going Black Rock Star. Black Rock Star. Black Rock. That was a good one. I ain't gonna lie.
The second part of that song where they sped up the beat a little bit, I like that shit.
Yeah, it's like I said. If you know, for the people who know, Wake Up Filthy is the sound of opium. So when Wake Up Filthy, when you hear that tag, Wake Up Filthy, you gonna know they gonna do their best because Filthy brings the best out of them. Just like you said, if you got that one person you collabing with,
Yeah,
and y'all constantly making hits, because a lot of King Carson's big hits come through the producing of Filthy. So I think that's what made that track better than when he was working with the producers in the beginning of the
that makes
track
sense.
list.
That makes sense. Yeah, definitely. Second part of that song, definitely when they sped up the beat a little bit and he started, finding that flow and riding the beat, I fucked with it. That was good.
Definitely. All right, Live Leak. That's the next one. Live Leak. What's your thoughts?
Good. That beat switch up at the for the second half was good. Like I said, it just as they're getting into the album a little bit more, as they're finding their pockets, it seems like they have a plan, they have an idea. Maybe he's working with in the beginning he might have been experimenting with different producers, and now he's kind of found that group of people, that core producer that's gonna help him fucking get his point across. And again, not really my flavor, but as you can kind of see the what he's trying to do and where they're going with it, instead of like it kind of being all over the place and it seems like they're searching for something. It seems like they found what they're doing, they found what's working, and now it's like, all right, let's fucking get this shit now.
Definitely.
Yeah, that beat switch up was hard.
I feel like I call them boys the shit poppers, because every time like they talking about what they wearing or the girls they got and how much money they got and stuff like that. So it'd be cool to hear them boys pop their shit. So I fuck with that track. It ain't my favorite though. We ain't get to my favorite yet though. But
Shit.
I fuck with it though. Black Rockstar, Trap Jump, Rooted All Evil are like those are ones I recommend if people want to tap in.
Yeah.
So far. So the next one is Diamonds. All right. So that was Diamonds. I was in the midst of doing some fixing for a second.
Some technical
Some
difficulties.
technical difficulties,
We back though.
But we back though. So yeah, I was listening to a song while I was doing my little thing, and I felt like Diamonds was him more so. It's just a fun track. He ain't really was expressing nothing. He was just telling people what he been doing, what he been up to. It wasn't really nothing to like go by. It was just more so like just a fun track, just to pop his shit. Like I said, certified shit popper.
Yeah, the beginning I was kind of but then that beat changed. It reeled me back in when they switched up the beat.
Yeah, you like them beat switches.
Yeah, I do like that shit. I mean, unless, like I said, like, in the beginning it was kind of, I was like, all right, whatever. Like, but, especially when it's, again, when it's something that I'm not, necessarily used to listening to, or it's something new to my ears and shit like that, if it doesn't catch my attention right away, a beat switch up will at least kind of reel me back in. Even if I don't fuck with it, that shit will reel me back in to kind of like listen to the song and give it new life. Luckily for this beat switch up, it was a nice beat switch up and I fucked with it. So there you go.
That's what I like to hear. All right, let's get into the next one. Dismantled.
Here we go.
With that one, I felt like that was like a filler track. I call them fillers. It was just like an interlude, almost like just to give you a fresh sound, almost like an interlude. Now he just got done popping it. Now he finna get into the second half. Like he basically telling us a story.
11 or track 10?
That was track. Let's see. That was track 11. No, that was 11.
That was 200 Cash.
Yes. Could we just listen to Dismantle, the shit popping one? And this one, 200 Cash.
Yeah, so that's the halfway point.
Yeah, we at the halfway point for sure. So let's tap in.
Not too bad.
200 Cash. Let's go.
Can you name me 3 things that make you smile?
Push. Money.
So 200 Cash, y'all.
Quick little joint.
Quick little, yeah. That's why I say he got a couple of filler tracks in there just to keep the vibes going. Like I said, he's building us up to something good. But like I said, I got a little sneak peek. So
You know what's coming.
I know what's coming already. I know the ending of the story.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's building us up to that. Cause I'm gonna give the background story when we get to that point. But yeah, he's giving us a climax. I mean, about to be a climax to what's about to happen. So we're gonna see. So 200 Cash, he's giving us a little filler project, and I don't like when they do that because just give us all the bangers and keep it pushing. Don't give us no filler track. We don't want no filler
Well,
track.
I mean, I feel like with an album, you kind of have to a little bit, especially like if it's because this is 22 tracks, so you kind of, for me at least, like it would be hard to listen to something that is just constantly like in your face, 100 miles an hour all the time, like. From like I like to kind of go with the ups and downs of the album, kind of see how it's gonna take us, where it's gonna go, shit like that. So the fillers, I don't necessarily mind as much.
Okay, Down to Earth. So I'm gonna give a little background story before. Down to Earth is a love song. Ken does not do love songs often, but he's great at them in his own way.
I'm gonna have to check out the lyrics on this.
Yeah, but you're gonna see. This is not one of my favorites, but this is one of the people I would recommend when they wanted to get away from the moshing. They want to hear cause I always like songs like this because for the guys that's not lover boys and stuff like that, this is a song for them. You know what I'm saying? Cause this is a song you can send to your girl. You can send the lyrics to her. A little vibe. So Down to Earth. Let's go. What track this is? Track 12. Down to Earth. I heard this. So another thing, I heard this on the way home. I heard him like, okay. It was playing in my headphones. I wasn't really listening because I was talking with my boy. But I heard that and I replayed it. I listened to it. So okay, let's do it.
What's up, Nyland? My name is Ken Carson. This is my fantasy festival lineup. If I threw a festival, my festival would be mixed genres. It wouldn't just be one. Hip hop, rock, R&B, everything. I have Pink Panthers open. Her music's smooth, like it's not too headbanging. If I had a 90s or 2000s band pull up, it would definitely be Green Day. That'll like turn it up. I'd probably pop out mid-show. Yeah, I'd pop out myself just to turn it back up. I gotta perform. If I had a wild card show up, it would definitely be Future. Towards the end, I have Destroy Lonely perform. I have the Gundam style dude close the show.
Down to Earth. I told you, and he doesn't like, because he always says in his interviews and magazines he doesn't like doing love songs, but he's good at them. It's the stuff that you're not good, that you don't like, that you're good at, you don't want to do. But for him, that was and he see how short it is. Yeah. But my favorite song is Another Love Song, and I feel like that was a story. He's basically saying him and his girl got into an argument. He's telling her all the things he did for her, and she's still not appreciating it. And that's my interpretation. Man. What you think?
I feel like I've been down that road before. I probably wouldn't. I mean, I guess in that context, I guess it would be a love song. But, I mean, so far, because that's what, track 13? Mm-hmm. I mean, and again,
track 12.
Track 12, mm-hmm. You're right. I could be, take this with a grain of salt. I understand this isn't necessarily my vibe, but it is, to me, it is kind of getting a little repetitive at this point. Mm. It is kind of, I can anticipate what's coming now.
What do you think is coming?
Probably after this, some fucking turn up shit, some fucking, it's gonna, the
know.
Kicks are gonna fucking come in and.
I don't know.
It to me, it fits what's popular right now as far as rap. What's catching, like I said, the Playboy Cardis, the fucking Lil Uzis, the fucking R.I.P. X, he's not around, but it's definitely that type of sound just now. And, he, like I said, he's got his own little twist to it. But, I feel like I kind of understand what it is.
Right.
But we'll see. Maybe, like I said, we're a little bit over halfway. We got track 13 coming up, Confetti. So, we'll see. Maybe there'll be a surprise in there from 13 to 22. We'll see. So
track 15.
I'm trying to keep my mind open. I'm trying to keep my mind open, my ears open.
Stay with us, Aaron. Stay with us, man. Stay with us. Let's go. Confetti. I told you, I don't like
Confetti.
I think it's, like I said, it's another just filler track just to build us up to the come down. You know what I'm saying? It's like a movie almost.
That being said, I mean, do you think that it's filler because, he is trying to kind of build this up, or you think it's filler because and again, just coming from my perspective, that it's just kind of, you know, running out of ideas type shit, and they're just trying to, you know, make an album, like fill an album, because usually albums are a little bit longer, like 18, 20, 22 tracks. You know, Playboy Cardi just put out his album 30, so you know the albums are usually a little bit longer than a mixtape or the EP and shit like that. So like, you know, is it that, you know, he building us up, or is it that they're just kind of running out of shit and they're just trying to fucking
I don't know.
fill up the tracks?
I know, but I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I don't know what to say, because I feel like I said, he had 2 years to come up with this.
Yeah.
So it can't be like he ran out of ideas. There's no way. 2 years you ran out of ideas is crazy. You've been traveling overseas. You've been doing shows. There's a lot of inspiration that come with that.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of artists that, you know, that they find their sound, and they, you know, that's what they're good at, and that's what they do, and it's kind of hard to, you know, try and find something else or step out of your lane a little bit, because, you know, one, yes, you want to make music and you're trying to, you know, provide for your fans, but two, like, you know, this is livelihood. This is how he make his money. So you kind of, you know, when there's that aspect of it, you kind of naturally go back to your bread and butter. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it's like, well, if this shit's not going to hit, at least I know this will. I'm going to get that check at the end of the day anyways.
Right.
So,
all right. We're going to see what Nicki's all about. I ain't hear Nicki yet.
No?
No, I ain't understand one yet.
There you go. The first time for both of us.
Naked.
Butt naked.
I was a little lost for a second. That's why, if you notice, I wasn't really. But then he started saying something with the punchlines come back. Because like I said, he got some punchlines every time. He said, niggas green like seaweed. Something I forgot already. I just said it too. I forgot already.
Pull it up on the lyrics real quick.
He said niggas green like seaweed, money don't grow on trees. That's what he said.
There you go.
And I like that, because that's facts though. Niggas do be green and money don't grow on trees. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So I know everybody probably waiting like, what's Nate's favorite song? Here we go. You know what I'm saying?
Here we go. It's coming. But let's see.
Let me give y'all hey, look, this song was leaked on TikTok. And ever since then, I've been messed up with it. I thought it was going to be called First Night. So when they dropped the track list, I seen Kryptonite. I'm like, what is this? Where's First Night? You know what I'm saying? I was a little upset. And then when I clicked on it, it played. I was all good. But the thing is, if y'all are Ken Carson fans, y'all know Succubus was one of my favorite songs. And like I said, I'm gonna play the cameo so y'all can see. This feels like the part 2 for me, because it's the same thing. It just sounds like he's floating on clouds in this one. But I'm gonna do enough talking. I'm gonna let the song play.
Here we go.
Y'all can't hear it, but go tap in. Kryptonite by Ken Carson. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all, bro. That's my track right there. Cause that's a real story. Like, that boy, you know, you got that one girl you just can't leave alone. And like, you know, she do everything she need to do in the bedroom. You can't leave her alone because she doing what she need to do. And then, you know,
that shit hit your heart, huh?
Yeah, that shit hit right here. You know what I'm saying?
Like
Like
the heartstrings.
yeah, it hits you right here because it's like, damn. And then like, you the only reason why she still, you know, you the only reason why she still want to be alive in this world. Like, it's some girls that without you, they can't eat, they can't breathe, they can't live. It's facts, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, some songs, the lyrics don't mean that. It's the story behind it. You got to really, like, listen. That's why I said, like, some of the songs, it's not about what he's saying. It's about what he's trying to convey. And some songs is just, like, you know, a march party. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, what you think?
It's all right.
What?
It's losing me now.
Bro, what the yo?
That was track 15, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's losing me, man.
That's a like that could be an EDC or something.
I ain't never been to EDC, honestly.
You don't want to go. Just stay where you at. Just stay where you at.
Yeah, I had my opportunities, and I feel like it kind of came and went for me. But I mean, like I said, it just kind of seems like it's, you know, I kind of can kind of predict what's coming now. I can kind of see what's coming. Like the beats are becoming a little bit repetitive for me, and the cadence and all that shit is becoming a little bit repetitive for me.
Damn, bro. I
Yeah,
thought
man.
Kryptonite was gonna get him, y'all. It's all right. I knew
think-
I was gonna put him in the fire. I knew it was gonna be hard.
I think so far, what was the Trap Jump? I think that's the one for me so far. Track 6.
All right, let's go Psycho.
Here we go. Go crazy.
Review it. So, Mr. Dabo was saying similar what you were saying.
It's the end of the album. You so going hard with these 808s. I ain't complaining, but nigga, damn.
So he was basically saying he's just like you were saying. He's tired of hearing the same beats, the same sound, starting to sound repetitive. So that's what everybody's getting. I mean, for me, he put a little sprinkle here, sprinkle there. So I don't think it's really repetitive, but I get what everybody's saying though. I get what everybody's saying.
At least I'm not the only one.
What you think about Psycho?
It's all right.
Next song. Next song. Inferno. All right. That was what was that?
Psycho, Inferno.
Inferno. That was a funny song.
Hot.
It wasn't hot. It was funny. He talking about it's a sausage party. Let the hoes in here. He's not though. He's not though. I ain't
be
gonna
like
lie.
that sometimes.
What you think? What you think? It's all right. All right.
I'm hanging in there though. Hey, listen. I'm gonna give it a honest review at the end. I'm listening to each song right now. Like I said, so I mean, it's easy to move your head to. It's easy to move to. Like it's groovy. Like it's there's something there. But like I said, to me at this point, it's just getting 22 songs of the same shit at this point. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, what was it? 16? That's 17 songs. Mm-hmm. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe the surprises at the end. Throw a little loop. Throw us for a little curveball.
Okay, let's go. Thanks.
God damn.
Thanks. That boy said thank you.
Thank you, come again.
That was one of the songs that went viral on TikTok, so I knew it. So that was a vibe. I fuck with that one. I get that one an 8.
Yeah, that was good. I'll give it probably give it like a 6. Being honest.
The Vamps, look, I already told you this. We already had this conversation before we even made this decision. The Vamps are going to hate you.
Hey, that's fine. Once they get to know me, they'll love me.
Hey, look, you see what my boy Austin said. He's going to watch this. And he's going to go to your page.
Austin, you seem like a fucking cool dude. I bet if we ever met in person, we'd vibe, but 10 out of 10 is for reach.
Next song, shout out to me, 2000. You know what I'm saying? For the 2000 babies.
Oh, shit, that's right. I'm old. God damn.
Idle time is your biggest op, bro. Like, just find something to be, like, productive with. Like, it don't fucking matter if it's school or fucking a 9 to 5. Like, as long as you're being productive, I feel like you're in good, like, you're in green grass.
That was 2000. He shouted out to the 94 babies.
Hey, you already know what's good.
Telling your age a little bit, goddamn.
Hey, but I make 30 look good. I'm about to be 31. Shit.
Okay then.
You already know.
What happened? What happened, right?
He's like, what?
So the next one is Evolution. Let's see what it's about.
Here we go. Maybe he'll. Shit I want to be listening to, like just constantly fucking on 10.
Headbanging shit.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? Headbanging
fucking shit up.
So what was your rating on that? Let's hear some.
My rating on that song? Give it a solid 5.
Okay.
Solid 5.
Ghoul. That's the next track. And then we at the end. We finally made it to the end. Let's see what we talking about. Ghoul.
All right. See,
Shout out to Pierre.
for real.
Pierre.
Hey, switching it up a little
Pierre.
bit. Fuck. But that's the thing too. But like I was telling you before, like it sounded like he wasn't. Like he was actually using his actual voice. He wasn't using like the voice inflection or anything like that. Like he was just got on there and just fucking gave us a nice little 16 real quick. Nothing too much, nothing. Just like
All right.
got to the fucking point.
But that goes back to what I always say. When you do what you're supposed to do, I mean, when he really wants to do it, he can do it. It's just he fits it.
I think that's the problem with a lot of rappers, like young rappers nowadays too, is that they're trying to do something. Like it seems like they're trying to fit a blueprint or fit a fucking formula instead of just doing what they do. Like that's the same thing with like Lil Uzi Vert. That like I like some of his shit, but like it seems like he's too gimmicky sometimes and like trying to do something too much instead of just like, bro, just get on there and fucking spit. We know you can. Like use the gimmicky stuff like strategically. Don't make that your whole fucking thing. And when guys like that do that, then I fuck with their shit. But then when they're doing the gimmicky stuff and making it their whole persona, and it's like, all right, well, maybe that's just the fucking Scrooge in me, the old man in me. That's these young kids, these young whippersnappers, and all that shit. But I don't know. I just like sometimes I just like again, like I think there's a place for that shit. There's a time for it, but like to make it your whole thing, I feel like it's hard to, for me at least, to become a fan and like really enjoy somebody's music when they make the gimmick their whole fucking persona.
Right. I feel that song. So I told y'all this was a surprise. I'm gonna give you the rundown on why this was a surprise, because this song dropped way after the album was already released.
Oh, word.
And it has a Playboy Cardi feature on it. I'm gonna just throw
there
you
you
in.
go.
I don't like to do that. Well, you gonna see. I'm not gonna tell you when he's gonna come on, but he's on the song because you can see it obviously. So it's like not a secret unless we was like reviewing it live.
Yeah.
Destroy Lonely is
I saw that,
a collaborator. They got a project coming out, so apparently we're gonna be reviewing that as well. This is highly anticipated because everybody was wondering when they were gonna get a Playboy Cardi feature. They've been signed to him for the longest. They all rep the Opium Gang, so I like this song. This is probably my second favorite song after Kryptonite on the project.
Word.
So this is gonna give you a different flavor. He got the Swamp Izzo tag on it, so this song is one of the most, like finally, because nowadays in music now we getting everything we always asked for.
Yeah.
So here we go. This song is called Off the Meter.
Here we go.
Let's do it. Hey man,
Alright,
that's
shit.
a great way to close it out. I
They-
told you it was gonna close it out
There
perfectly.
you go. See, there you go. He salvaged it at the end there. That middle part, I'm not gonna lie, that shit from
Destroy Lonely.
nah, yeah, but like I'm talking about the album, fucking from about track 8. Live League wasn't too bad, but that was a little. It was getting rough for me. I was like, oh shit. But those last couple songs, Ghoul was good. Like I said, you know, it kind of seemed like he was just getting back to basics. And then this last song, Off the Meter, great way to end the album.
After he dragged you through the cave of the vampires.
Huh? The Cave of the Vampires. Huh?
They all vampires.
Oh, so he got the whole clan out, huh?
Yeah, so he just drug you. He just drug you through the cave,
Ah, shit. Yeah,
and he took you through. You know what I'm saying?
I
The
must have
realm.
had a fucking ring of garlic around me then.
But man, shout out to Eric. Shout out to everybody for tuning in. If you stayed this long, thank you for sticking with us. Now, for the easy part. What's your overall review on the tracks, the album itself?
Overall,
More Chaos. Your first. Your first.
So this is
This is your first.
took my Ken Carson virginity. I never listened to him.
Bro, what?
I never listened to him until today, and I listened through a whole album, 22 tracks. It was all right. Like I said, you know, kind of off of some of the other tracks, it did kind of seem like it was getting a little bit repetitive. It kind of seemed like, you know, after, you know, the first couple tracks, it was like, you know, it seemed like they were trying to experiment, try to do a little something different. It seemed a little bit overproduced. Then, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. After track 8, it was like, all right, like, I see what they're doing. And then at that point, up until about until like Ghoul, the end 22, it was like, all right, I see what's going on. Like, I kind of get it. And, you know, again, it just might be me just being, you know, in my old age and fucking, you know, maybe I'm out of touch a little bit, but this shit it was okay. I'll probably give it a solid 5. There's maybe a song or two that I might add to my own library, but overall, you know, I understand the appeal to it. I understand why people like it. I understand why people are into the the rage rap and that rock star shit and the Playboy Cardis and the Ken Carsons and all that shit, but
For you, it's not.
overall, it just kind of it's a lot of the same shit to me, and you know, I feel like, you know, kind of once you've heard one, you've heard it all, and you know, I just, me personally, just, and we talked about this when we recorded the last time, I definitely am more into instrumentals and like, you know, layered beats and things like that, and I'm a much bigger fan of production and producers and things like that than I actually am of you know, and I don't want to say much bigger fan, but I just appreciate it more, I guess.
Y'all know what I'm finna say. I ain't into all that shit. I'm just playing. Nah, to me, like I said, a great chaos. I should have let you listen to that first because you would be able to understand more. A Great Chaos was great for me, top to bottom. I gave it what? How many tracks did I on? Hold on 1 second.
22.
No, not on that. Not on this one. This was 22. A Great Chaos had. Give me 1 second. A Great Chaos had. Well, he had a deluxe. So he did 20 songs on Great Chaos, and I love every song. I know every song on it. That's because I listened to it so much.
Yeah.
So it grabbed my attention. So for me, this one, it was kind of like, it kind of went down a notch because, like you said, he was experimenting, and it might come back and, you know, grow on me.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I'm going to give it an 8.5 because Kryptonite, Off the Radar, Jumping, what's that song? Jumping?
Trap Jumping.
Trap Jumping. I just like all them. I like that Ranger shit, bro.
Yeah.
And I know what it could be or what it's going to be
Yeah.
when it gets to that point. So I give it an 8. You know I'm not that hard of a reviewer. I'm not gonna be like Mr. Eric over here. He's a tough guy to
Tough
impress.
cricket over here.
So, you know, good cop, bad cop vibes. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Shout out to Ken Carson. More chaos with success. Happy birthday to him. We got a lot more music to come. We're gonna talk and see if we're gonna go back in the vault. Like, you know, Friday dropped the album. You know, Playboy Cardi's album dropped. I want to get Eric's opinion on those albums, so I want him to listen to those, and we just you know, bounce off ideas off each other. So if y'all like this video, comment, subscribe, tap in with him, tap in with me.
Yes.
We got a lot more content. Hopefully we can stay consistent with this. Well, we're going to. I'm gonna push Eric. Eric gonna push me. We're gonna get this shit going.
You already know.
So shout out to everybody. We out. Peace.
Deuces.